Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
The gentleman from the United Nations, Mr. Marco, and he has a very long name. Let me try to do this. Mr. Marco Teixeira.
On the behalf of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and my personal behalf, I feel very privileged to share a few ideas with all of you, because we do see your work and how important you are to a balanced and integrated approach to persons with drug abuse disorders. And it's because of your work that this world is actually, and your communities are better than they were before you started your journey. And I also think this is the 28th World Conference of the World Federation. I think this reveals the age of maturity. 28, I think it's the age where you consolidate values, principles, and you know where you want to go. So I do expect the World Federation under the leadership and the different vice presidents continues, and the Treasury, which is also very important, and took note of your intervention, can also continue the path of growth, maturity, and also to benefit your communities and the persons in need. Ladies and gentlemen, a drug problem in South Asia can be attributed to external and internal factors, including its own location between the Golden Triangle and the Gold Crescent, its porous borders, its vulnerabilities of communities, and also other external promoted factors. Asia has the world's largest market of opioids and amphetamine type and prescription stimulants. Increases in the illicit manufacturing, trafficking, and abuse of methamphetamine, and continued emergence of new psychotropic substances includes and implicates a big threat to security, and especially to human security. And obviously, this is something that the governments on the region and its societies cannot ignore. What gravely exacerbates the situation is the tendency and the links between drug abuse, drug trafficking, and other forms of transnational organized crime and terrorism. Today, powered by its strong demographics, South Asian nations, especially India, have a tremendous strides in terms of economic and social progress. But in the other side, I would say, of the coin, as per UNODC 2022 World Drug Report, more than 38 million people suffer from drug abuse disorders globally. And this, and more important even, only 1 in each 5 receives adequate treatment, and obviously women found particularly difficult to access treatment methodologies and I'll say support. Illicit drugs not only have a wide range of impact on health and well-being of individuals, but also on people around them, their families, their communities, and this obviously continues to hinder their own social skills development and also the families and the persons around them. Unfortunately, many young people and children are increasingly consuming drugs these days, and India, and I would like to point some of the metrics, in the study of 2019 from the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment at national level, estimated that 460,000 children and 1.28 million adults need obviously help due to their inhaled drug use. And this is only to point out how important are the different methodologies of treatment and give obviously capacities to those people to disrupt their addictions. There are many types of services for drug users that are linked to provide continuous care, and if there is an integration between the different interventions, clients are more likely to progress and more smoothly transition from one program to another, but continue to remain drug-free. We see therapeutic communities as an integral part of the health system and the effectiveness of the treatment. It is based on science. The UNODC WHO International Standards for Treatment of Drug Use Disorders recommended comprehensive and balanced approaches that suggest science and human rights-based treatments, modalities such as outreach, outpatient, inpatients, and residential treatment programs have more probabilities of success. the importance of resocializing a drug-dependent person to a drug-free lifestyle using communities as an active ingredient of treatment cannot be emphasized enough. So I want to say that your role, your work, and the work of the Federation as a conglutinating factor is of essential importance if we want to have success in obviously transition people from a drug abuse disorder to a normal lifestyle. Similarly, person-to-person contact is very crucial in creating an enabling environment and obviously an environment that pushes towards treatment. Of course, again, drug treatment programs in correctional institutions, but also community-based drug treatment programs are for us, in our opinion, essential. The most successful programs is linked to community-based programs that continue treatment when the client returns to the community, and this should be a collective aim and a collective effort. In this respect, from the side of UNODC, we continue to be committed to promote and strengthen a comprehensive and balanced multi-stakeholder approach to address drug problem centered on health and human rights. And that is one of the reasons that I'm here today. Give you also a signal that we recognize your value and we want to continue this path with all of you. Some point that I also want to highlight in a wider perspective is there is a need to promote comprehensive counter-narcotics programs which mainstream drug issues as part of national development policy. It cannot be seen as standalone effort in different parts of the society, of different parts of the government. It is a collective exercise from the whole society approach. From our perspective, we also would like to continue to strengthen regional and international cooperation to counter drug problem and also to continue to be the I would say driving force to have an integrated and balanced approach, promoting comprehensive and rights-based approach. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to reiterate that we have a shared responsibility to address drug challenges, and this shared responsibility also entails a continuously commitment for all of us, and obviously adopting always evidence-based approach. From our perspective, and I think partnerships are essential to us, let me point out a few final points before I close. We continue to consider that the fight against drugs needs to be also a strong support from the social and healthcare department, setting up scientific evidence treatment centers. It also should include a sharing of data analysis that could help us, all of us together, to frame better our efforts to address violence, drug abuse, and obviously to promote social stability. Effective treatment and care must be available to everyone who needs and wants, while preventing also the first-line defenders, which are also all of you and the communities that we work with. At UNODC, we are committed to continue to engage young people and community-centered efforts where education, strength, family dynamics, foster evidence-based care and protection obviously are for us essential ingredients. In our dialogues with the member states and actors, we will continue to advocate for a health-oriented interventions such as voluntary, community-based treatment for drug use disorders, and we are proud to see many countries adopting this approach. We believe that our guiding principles should be building trust among ourselves, strengthening community engagement, reduce stigma and look at addiction as a disease, not only purely a criminal justice issue, foster multi-stakeholders actions, advance evidence-based intervention, promote dignity and empathy, empower young people to obviously have a wise choice in their lives, and obviously act when the early signals are seen. We see this from our side, and before I hand, as a journey, and I think I was in Kerala a few weeks ago, you were there, and I used a picture of a boat, a race boat. Then you see a full crew of people rowing, and we need to row in the same direction if we want our boat to have a more drug-free society, goes in the right direction. So each one of you, and including us ourselves alongside, we need to row in that direction to have a more drug-free society. Thank you very much.